take a brief moment. Envision yourself in a splendid apartment located above the New Babylon shopping center in The Hague, Netherlands. All your transportation is exclusively carried out aboard armored vehicles, such as a BMW X5. Despite these appearances, you claim to be a mere fitness center owner, albeit prosperous, while in reality, you are involved in the coke empire alongside the notorious godfather known as Pete Costa. Furthermore, you are blacklisted by the group led by Ridwan Tahi, who is pursuing you. Yes, your name is Robin van O. A pivotal step in Robin's life began in the spring of 2016, when he, a former security agent, founded his own fitness center named Elite Fit in Utrecht. His aim is to transform a former warehouse into an innovative concept, offering a variety of training programs along with nutritional guidance. This project materializes quickly, generating over €1 million in annual revenue, and this is all done within the bounds of the law, even though investigators have suspicions about the source of the funds invested in the business. Indeed, according to the police and reports from the former Criminal Intelligence Unit, the TCI, Robin, who had previously been convicted in various cases related to cannabis cultivation, appears to have now ventured into the coke trade, collaborating with none other than the notorious Baron Mustafa, also known as Moose. It is worth noting that Moose is one of the heirs of Scarface, who quickly amassed wealth during that time, notably through a business partnership with a prominent figure, Pete Costa. As for Robin, he doesn't settle for just the ordinary success of the group, as he also takes charge of the logistics of smuggling. It is primarily this activity that will significantly boost his finances. However, the year 2016 marks the beginning of a highly turbulent period in the milieu of the Netherlands. To better understand what comes next, let's revisit the morning of October 27, 2015, in the port of Rotterdam. On that day, a truck driver leaves the port with a container filled with pineapples from Costa Rica, which he is supposed to deliver to a company. During his journey, a red VW starts driving particularly annoyingly in front of him, forcing him to significantly slow down near a gas station. Surprisingly, at this gas station, there is another vehicle, a Volvo, and inside it are individuals dressed in police uniforms, clearly visible on the surveillance camera footage. The car then merges onto the road, positioning itself just in front of the truck and the red VW. At an intersection a little further ahead, the red VW vanishes, while the Volvo, with the fake police officers on board, stops in front of the truck, displaying the "Stop Police" signal. This is a clear message for the driver to follow the mentioned Volvo, which proceeds along the road before coming to a stop a little further ahead. Two police officers ask the driver to get out of his truck and to get into their car. The driver complies and the car drives away, leaving the truck and trailer behind. The driver is kidnapped by the supposed police officers, only to be released a few hours later. Meanwhile, another team is at work to take control of the truck, officially transporting pineapples. They all head towards another location, where the semi-trailer carrying the container is attached to the rear of another heavy truck. The latter then proceeds towards a warehouse in Montfort, where its contents are to be unloaded. Later on, the police eventually find the container, but completely empty. Due to the kidnapping of the truck driver, authorities suspect that the container, in addition to the fruits, also contained drugs. A few months later, in January 2016, in Montfort, and indirectly related to the previous investigation, the police conduct a raid in this warehouse. Although the drugs are long gone, this action proves crucial as it leads to the discovery of a somewhat special white van. Indeed, this vehicle is far from ordinary, as it is equipped with gadgets, including the ability to produce discrete photos and videos. In other words, this surveillance van can potentially be used to prepare executions. On the inside of this vehicle, linked to a friend of Moose, there is a laptop containing a photo taken during surveillance, belonging to Jawad F., the nephew of Ridwan Tahi. Indeed, at the time, there was a rumor circulating in the underworld that Tahi's group was looking to get rid of Moose. That's why Moose's associates carry out some preliminary surveillance. Furthermore, there are also rumors suggesting that both parties have been intentionally set in conflict. Whatever the truth, the police warns Jawad of a potential danger to his life, which immediately escalates the rivalry between Moose and Ridwan. What's important to remember at this point in this episode is that a series of attacks will ensue, fueling the war between the two groups, with a pivotal moment in 2017 in Marrakesh, Morocco, where an innocent person is liquidated instead of Moose. This mission leads to the imprisonment of numerous individuals, including the initial target, namely Moose. Meanwhile, in the Netherlands, Robin, still in charge of Elite Fit, now focuses on giving classes to his clients, helping them improve their physical conditions. He is present at his fitness center nearly every day. Although he claims to have no connection to the milieu, he is still regarded as a close friend of Moose. He claims that his involvement is limited to providing services such as designing the visual identity of a nightclub run by Moose in Zoetermeer. Indeed, Robin possesses graphic design skills acquired through professional training, and he has also worked in the advertising industry in the past. However, according to investigators, this friendship goes far beyond these seemingly innocent activities, as evidenced by the events that occur more than a week after the failed mission in Marrakesh, when a grenade is thrown near his fitness center, Elite Fit, followed shortly by gunshots fired at a neighboring property. In January 2018, Robin receives a warning from the police, informing him that he is on a list of people to be eliminated. At that point, he is already aware that he has been closely monitored for some time. To better understand the situation, let's examine the group around Tahi at that time. It is indeed essential to consider that, according to the prosecution, Tahi would have enlisted the execution services of a motorcycle club called Calo Wago, led by Delano, also known as Kilo, who accepts liquidation missions in exchange for money. To avoid any direct link with Tahi's organization, he has set up a specialized cell consisting of Wizard and Big, whose role is to serve as intermediaries and relay information to Kilo. It is in February 2017 that the mission targeting Robin is initiated, marking one of the very first encrypted messages sent to Kilo.
The fitness center is located in Utrecht, sir. The address of the house is... By the way, the fitness center is his, sir.
His colleague Fano, nicknamed Big, transmits a message presumably from Ridwan.
He often closes the gym all by himself as well.
Big adds a photo of Robin, along with information about his girlfriend a few weeks later.
His girlfriend often drives a Porsche, and it's also the man who is precisely in the photo I sent you.
In response to this, Kilo believes he has enough information. It emerges from the testimonies that Robin's girlfriend does indeed drive a Porsche Panamera at that time. It appears that the preparation is taking longer than expected, and the action is being delayed. It's in December 2017 that Ridwan insists that Kilo should focus on the job and not waste energy on other missions. Kilo states that he is working on it and is considering assembling a new team near the fitness center.
Take one more look and then action.
He explains in the message that they are about to finish observing Robin before proceeding to the action. The problem for them is that Robin is extremely skilled at gathering information, and he has already noticed strange men riding in a black car lurking near his gym around the same time. Furthermore, he has discovered a GPS tracker attached beneath his car. His vigilance is not surprising, considering he's on a blacklist, and he's doing everything in his power to stay under the radar by staying at different addresses and frequently changing cars. In the end, the commando fails to eliminate Robin. However, his new life as a fitness center owner comes to an end here, with a message addressed to his clients.
I have strongly advocated for the concept, and I will not be extorted or threatened. Therefore, we prefer to close the doors.
Without hesitation, with his business now closed, Robin has no other choice but to continue doing what he knows, which is to delve even deeper into the underworld. He joins an alliance in which various groups, including Scarface's heirs like his brother Kareem, as well as Mus Group, are fed up with the violence and form a united front against Ridwan's group, further escalating tensions. The general public becomes aware of this war one fine day in June 2018 when the police releases photos of Tahi's group's headquarters, the Platinum Lounge, with the text, Los Pepes War, painted on it, in reference to the alliance. At this stage, Ridwan is the most wanted man in the Netherlands, doing everything in his power to evade justice. While Robin does his utmost to avoid becoming a target, which explains the regular presence of bodyguards by his side. However, the problems don't stop there for Robin, as he must now manage without the support of his friend Mus, who, as mentioned earlier, has been arrested in Morocco. He wastes no time and deepens his ties with Piet Costa, a real Rotterdam godfather, who is also a close business partner of Mus. It is during the year 2019 that the criminal intelligence team receives a tip that Robin is working for a group involved in coke importation, and as we will see, he holds a significant position within this network. Piet Costa's network is primarily comprised of two crucial lieutenants, Ibrahim and Hassan. Hassan in particular is responsible for drug distribution and related transactions. Furthermore, he has the authority to decide on shipping routes to establish and determine who can be involved in new deliveries. On March 27, 2020, Hassan is informed by his subordinates that a container has left the port and is currently on the way to a warehouse. He also takes care to keep his teammate Ibrahim informed of developments in the situation.
The container is removed. We will now check if the items are inside. The container is now entering the warehouse.
Once arrived at the warehouse and after checking the contents of the container, Hassan felt a deep sense of relief. He also receives a photo showing that the container does not contain wood, but rather white blocks bearing the letter A topped with a crown. He forwards the same photo to Ibrahim.
Good stuff is inside.
Now the goal is to distribute this 1,200 kilo cargo to potential clients, as mentioned in the encrypted messages.
Do you already know something about the price? I have someone for 100 kilos who might come to check the product later. Do you want to sell something? If so, at what price should I tell him for 100 kilos?
Buddy, I don't have any idea yet. I heard it's good merchandise. I will find out what the price is.
Hassan contacts Robin to get information about the prices for a kilogram in his area.
My friend, what are the prices in your area?
At 27k, it sells well. I can sell a lot of it.
I think I'll set the price at 27.5k.
Hassan communicates the prices to several criminals.
We're going to set it at 27.5k. The price is 27.5k. We'll start with 27.5.
Do you already know what price we're using then?
Yes, my friend. 27.5k.
As for the origin of the product,
One last question. It's from Colombia, right? Not Bolivia.
No, from Bolivia, my friend. That's why I said it's the same as last time.
finally, another contact questions the price of this merchandise.
What's the price?
27.5, man.
Don't you think the price is a bit high?
Ibrahim shares the same opinion.
At 27.5k, it's not going to work, bro.
He also lets Piet Costa know.
My friend, setting the price at 27.5 is going to be tough.
Why?
It's too expensive. We can analyze the situation. I think it's better to slightly lower the prices and sell everything.
The goods will not deteriorate.
Robin agrees that a price reduction should be considered.
My friend, at 27.5 we won't make it.
Let's go with 27.
We can easily sell them at good prices.
You're at 27K with the merchandise, right? Has anything already been sold?
Yes, 27K, my friend. The first 50 pieces are gone.
We'll stay at 27K. Just get rid of this merchandise. We're going to focus on a new delivery. Honestly, I don't ask for anything and I don't bother with the sale, only the price matters to me. I let the other guys handle the rest.
Indeed, after all, it's Pete Costa who sets the final price of the product, and he simply wants to be kept informed of what has been sold and what is left to be sold, while his teammates take care of the complete distribution.
The price is 27. Hassan didn't tell you? 27K is the price. I'm not going to lower it.
It appears that the merchandise is not selling as quickly as expected.
Yes, I was talking with the arm. He's stuck as well.
The arm emoticon refers to Robin in relation to his athletic physique.
He offered at 26.5K. I think we should set that price as well. Or we simply leave everything in storage for a while.
26.5K, you won't find that anywhere.
Ultimately, the boss Pete Costa gives the green light for the price reduction.
Buddy, let's go with this price.
Alright, so do we tell the arm it's 26.5?
Yes, tell him.
26.5 is fine.
Is there anything else that's selling after the price reduction?
Yeah, 30 pieces.
How many items have gone in total now?
I still have 811 left.
So 389 have gone. Pfft. Do you think that at the moment people have the means to get a good product elsewhere at 26.5K?
Yes, in small quantities.
All right.
With this new price, it ultimately doesn't take much time before all the stock is sold, as Hassan confirmed to a potential customer a month later.
No, everything is gone.
After all, this is one of the many shipments that Pete Costa's network manages, representing a turnover of approximately 30 million euros, just like that. Even as the characters continue to amass wealth in this underworld, the police have them in their sights, particularly Robin, who has drawn their attention. The Antigo investigation is opened in the summer of 2019 after several individuals are identified for their alleged involvement in liquidation plots. Authorities discover the existence of a duo consisting of Patrick and Rosello, who allegedly conducted surveillance on potential targets on behalf of Robin's group. One of these targets is Amit G, nicknamed the Professor because of his stoic appearance and the glasses he wears. He is primarily known as a major drug trafficker, having been in the game for several decades and amassing a long list of enemies in the underworld from various backgrounds. The reasons for these conflicts can often be obscure, as is the case with the network linked to Robin. On paper, Amit and his right-hand man Hassan, not to be confused with Hassan, run a cleaning company and a consulting firm, but in reality, these businesses serve as mere fronts to conceal their true activities, which involve their deep involvement in the milieu. During the year 2019, the duo from Robin's team conducts particularly intense surveillance operations to locate and prepare for the elimination of the Professor. As part of this investigation, and based on suspicions of money laundering involving Patrick, the authorities wiretap him and install microphones in the vehicles he uses. It quickly becomes apparent that Patrick is frequently in the company of Rosello. According to a conversation from November 20th, 2019, it is confirmed that they had already attempted to get Amit at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but I can tell you one thing, believe me, that day when we almost got him at what's the name of that place?
Lauren.
There you go. Well, you know when you see him now and when we saw him the last time. It's like they were two different people, right? Because here he doesn't have glasses and there he did. Anyway, we could have easily caught him at that moment. It was going to be easy money, very easy in Lauren.
It turns out that Amit, who doesn't always wear his glasses, was in a meeting with a friend in Laren, the Netherlands, on January 24, 2019, and this meeting was indeed observed by the duo. They now believe they could have taken action at that time. This discussion takes on its full meaning because it is now becoming more and more complicated for them to locate Amit, who has remained on guard since he escaped an assassination attempt in March 2019 in front of his house in Amstelveen. During this attack, he is shot in the leg while his 17-year-old daughter is injured in the ankle. They are lucky that one of the shooters had a malfunctioning weapon. The reputation of this man, seen by his neighbors as a kind individual who never causes any trouble, changes drastically when they suddenly realize why the windows of his house have an unusual, somewhat oily appearance. They are made of bulletproof glass. The connection between the duo and this liquidation attempt is established, but no concrete evidence emerges at this time. What is clear is that Amit remains very discreet since that day. While being transported to the hospital, his friend Hazan was present in the family's waiting room. Additionally, Amit is said to have stayed with Hazan for a while during his recovery. Unsurprisingly, the duo, spending months trying to locate Amit, begins to closely monitor his close contacts, especially Hazan, whose car is now equipped with a tracking device. The duo can't afford to rest, as both of them need to earn money which comes directly from Robin's pocket. Indeed, according to an intercepted conversation between Patrick's girlfriend and a friend, it's mentioned that Patrick receives a fixed monthly salary from this big brother, and in addition, he earns an extra when he does a job. Since he's part of this big brother's network, he has to carry out all the tasks assigned to him.
So Patrick says, if I'm not useful to the brother, then the brother will also stop my salary.
The investigation reveals that the nicknames Brother or Big Brother are used to refer to Robin. This is how, as part of this mission, a new tracking device appears to be discreetly attached to Hazan's car on November 19, 2019, corresponding to an intercepted conversation.
The brother said that the best option is to reattach the tracking device to this cleaner.
The cleaner here is referring to Hazan. In the course of the investigation, the police seizes Hazan's vehicle on November 22nd and places it in the P3 parking lot at Schiphol Amsterdam Airport. Security camera footage shows the duo parking a car right in front of Hazan's vehicle on November 25th. It's worth noting that on the back of the duo's car, there's a teddy bear containing a camera aimed at Hazan's vehicle.
You know, at Schiphol, thanks to Hazan, who's close to the professor, we might be able to reach him.
It appears that they are really making every effort to locate Amit, using Hazan as evidenced by new conversations.
Is this Hazan just around?
Yes, but this professor is not among them.
In the end, the duo, lacking effectiveness, fails to locate Amit. This outcome is not surprising, as the professor is aware that he is the target of several rival organizations, including Kilos. Let's go back to August 1st, 2018, when several suspects were caught red-handed on the highway, driving a stolen BMW. In the trunk of the car, a pistol equipped with a silencer is found. In the underworld and elsewhere, everyone knows that the use of a silencer is primarily for killing someone and is not used for simple threats. However, at that moment, the police do not understand the intentions of the three individuals involved, including Rajesh, also known as Jack, a member of the motorcycle club Kalawago led by Kilo. A woman named Eno is also in the car. Today, the situation has become clearer, thanks to new evidence and, in particular, access to encrypted messages. At the end of September 2018, so 1 month later, Kilo asks an accomplice for information about Amit.
Do you know this man, Amit G? His nickname is Professor, address, it's the name of his street.
He is dangerous. He also had links with a Turkish group, DHKC. He is bald, drives a small black car. The windows of his house are bulletproof. If you want to do something, do it quietly, brother, because he has a lot of information.
I'm now talking to someone who also knows him. He says he often goes to the cafe in front of the Cafe Marathon during the day. He's always at home in the evening. A friend of mine wanted to get rid of him a few years ago, but he got himself into trouble.
In the conversation, it appears that the price on Amit's head is at least 150,000 euros. Kilo also seeks to find out what kind of car he drives. He also mentions that they had already attempted to intercept him recently, which is potentially related to the team in the BMW apprehended on the highway a month earlier.
We almost had him already when he was taking out the trash, but he is always cautious and looks around very carefully. He takes out his trash every Wednesday.
Indeed, according to the waste collection schedule of the municipality of Amstelveen, trash is collected every Thursday. It's reasonable to assume that Amit takes out his trash on Wednesday evenings then. Aino claims to work as an illegal taxi driver and sometimes drives her friend Jack because he had lost his driver's license due to driving under the influence. She does this as a favor for him in exchange for a small payment. It appears that both of them went near the professor's residence in Amstelveen on several occasions on Wednesdays. There were photos of this residence found on a PGP phone inside the BMW, and Aino made statements about it.
With the white phone, Jack never made calls but only received messages. He had this white phone with him on the day of our arrest. He was very often on this phone. If I talked to him, I hardly got any response either. It was like he was completely absorbed by this phone. I wasn't allowed to touch this phone.
Aino, who wasn't informed about the final mission, had kept silent out of fear of Jack's threats. However, over time, she finally found the courage to speak to the police and share what she knows.
At the moment when we arrived on the highway, Jack said, "Don't stop, keep going." He forbade me from saying that I had already driven him here and there or that I had already driven him to Amstelveen. Otherwise, I would never see my eldest son again.
Ultimately, just like in the case of Robin's team, Kilo's network's mission does not succeed in this instance either. On the other hand, it is obvious that the professor's career in the milieu is far from over. The police observations of the duo consisting of Patrick and Rosello continue intensively until the end of 2019. It appears that Patrick and Robin met in The Hague, near the apartment where Robin resides above the New Babylon shopping centre, to discuss business. These meetings take place on several occasions, as Patrick mentions to Rosello at one point.
I was at the Brothers. I'm going to the phone store now.
Speaking of this store, he mentions a branch of Cool Blue located in the New Babylon shopping centre. Another day after one of these meetings, Patrick confesses to his girlfriend that he's too stressed to continue and that he has an important role for the group.
He's just afraid that I don't want or can't do my job anymore. Listen, I'm actually the most important person to them. I tell him that I don't want this either. He tells me that, yes, in fact, everyone needs me, but I tell him yes, but yes, I can't do that, my head is too stressed.
Finally, it's a sentence spoken by Patrick, addressing Rosello on December 5th, 2019, that completely changes everything.
The guy has been renting something for months. They've rented a warehouse. The holes and pipes from the previous cannabis plantation are still there.
But it's not just any warehouse. It's a place where Robin and Pete Costa's network is in the process of building a prison to capture their rivals, hold them there, and even torture them, as we will see later.